Alright, what's going on, y'all? In today's video, I want to come and talk about the topic of stoic versus nonchalant. So first off, I wanted to start off the video by going over what it means to be stoic versus what nonchalant is. So I pulled up on Google. It says a stoic is someone who actively practices self-control, resists, and acceptance to maintain inner peace. While nonchalant, unconcerned or indifferent to events, often without the underlying philosophical structure of a stoic. So let's jump into it, right? I feel like that word nonchalant and that feeling of being nonchalant has been passed around on social media a lot, and is looked at as cool, and you're just like a mellow person that just really does not care, and nobody can get to you, right? Now, the downside of being nonchalant is a lot of times you lose yourself in that field, I feel like, because when you want to feel and when you want to show enthusiasm, you can't. It's like you have a mask on that you can't take off. With stoic, you're literally someone that practices self-control. So you're able to control your own emotions. And I feel like your consciousness goes up too when you practice this. Like you're able to feel these types of emotions. You're not unemotional like nonchalant people are. No disrespect to anybody that is, because a lot of times nonchalant too, it comes from childhood trauma, or a way people made them feel in the past, and it kind of made them go into this type of feeling where they can't really take off. You know, so it's just like one of those types of things where it comes from being broken. And so that mask is literally to prevent them from being broken and feel like that again, if that makes sense. And it's actually kind of sad. And that's why I feel like bringing out this video of practicing this versus being nonchalant will really help a lot of people out there. I know for me, especially, practicing this has helped me, because I was one of those that just didn't really care. I felt like I wasn't heard, you know, so I spoke less. Or I felt like people made it feel like my opinions didn't matter or my ideas didn't matter, so I shared less. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. But when you practice stoicism, man, it's one of those types of things where you're not going to forget when your life changed, like when you start practicing this, bro. Like, this is like really one of those types of things that I'm bringing to y'all that's like life-changing. Alright, so let's talk more even about emotions too. So we all know that, so now we know the difference between being nonchalant and stoic. Being stoic, you observe the emotion that you're feeling and realize and understand that you are not just that emotion. And you try not to stay in it for too long. Now in life, there's so many countless possibilities of what can happen in life. It's unexpected. We never know what's going to happen next. But we can only control what we can control, right? So by doing that, we could control our emotions and how we go along and how we respond to certain things that happen in life. Oh yeah, I remember my dad had told me a long time ago, he was like, you're going to have to be able to control your own emotions. Otherwise, somebody else will. And you won't like it. Right? And that was, at the time, I didn't really understand. But as I continued to keep growing and got older, I realized that people, low-key, like, they're always going to try you. Every single day that we wake up, you're going to be tested, man. And you just have to realize that. I gave you guys the semi-problem. Now what's the solution, right? So the solution to trying to practice Stoic or to become a Stoic, try journaling, meditating, do whatever you have to do in order to control yourself. If you have to count, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, what you really want to do is try to be observant of what it is that you're feeling. And as time goes on, you're going to literally like feel the energy too of other people. Emotions literally is like, if you don't know how to control it, you're building a mental prison for yourself. And you don't want to be in that type of place, or where it feels like your emotions control your every movement and how you view life. Our minds is so powerful. I literally covered this so many times on the page, on the channel, man, that our reality is literally, it comes from our own thoughts and beliefs. So we have to literally be careful on who even spend our time around too, because that energy bounces back and it swaps with people. But yeah, man, not being nonchalant, it's almost like you have everything bottled in. You have all of this anger, this sadness that you can't get out. You don't know how to get out. Because like I said before, it comes from trauma, dude. Like, you feel like you can't speak to nobody about it. So you just bottle it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, only you know how you truly feel. And so that's why I feel like we have to journal, man. Journaling will solve a lot of problems, man. It will solve a lot of problems within you. And it's one of those types of things where when you journal, I had a lot of people telling me like, they don't want to journal because they don't want nobody to snoop their stuff. Fair enough. Do whatever you got to do. You could even journal on your phone. I like having like an actual copy of something that I could feel, touch. Because I feel like it just means more, you know? But do whatever you got to do in order to get those emotions out. Even doing art, anything where you can express yourself that doesn't revolve around talking, you can do. But whatever fulfills the soul, go ahead and do that. But we do not want to be prisoners to our own emotions and thoughts. We have to get it out some way. And it's just one of those types of things with self-improvement, man. We're going to always be improving. And when I took part in this, I realized like life is way more enjoyable when you are able to control your own emotions. You don't feel bottled in. You start to smile more. You wake up with excitement in your heart for the next day, because all you really need is another 24 hours. Life is literally a gift. Oh yeah, and before I end the video too, I have to go over the spiritual, because we're spiritual beings, man. And you have to have some sort of direction. And now we all know, as when we come out of the womb, our natural state is literally happiness, joy, and love, right? Now, when you observe the world, it's a lot of chaos out there. It seems like a lot of hate is out there. Hate, anger, sadness. And if you even read in the Word, it says those types of emotions are not of the Most High. It says that in, I'm just trying to find the verse, but it says that in 2 Timothy 1, verse 7. It says, Elohim has not given us the spirit of fear, but the power of love and a sound mind and self-control. You can read it for yourself, man. But my main point of that right there is, without knowing that, we're lost. We're out here lost, and we're just trying to find something out here that can make us feel, you know? Oh, and I found even, or my dad was telling me abbreviation too. I remember we was talking, we was having a deep talk about what it means to be lost. And he told me lost means a lack of spiritual truth. And you know, in these videos, I always have to cover the spiritual because like I said, we're spiritual beings. It has to come up in a conversation. But please, y'all, if you can, anybody that is out there listening, practice Stoic. And also the reason why I talk about the word even is because real peace, real love comes from our Creator. And I heavily believe that without it, we can't find it. You have to be fulfilled spiritually first before you can feel comfortable in your own skin. You have to understand that, man. And this battle that we're in is a spiritual battle. It's not one of those battles where you could fight hand to hand. There is no hand-to-hand combat. It's all spiritual, man. And everything that we come across in life is going to be a spiritual battle. Everything happens for a reason. Certain people that you meet. There's certain people that leave out your life. This is very serious, man. It's not something to be played with. We gotta take life serious. We can't keep living life just floating. We have to get out here and we have to research. If there's like a problem, we have to research it. And a lot of the answers is in the Word. The same types of problems that we have today is the same type of problems that they was dealing with back in the Word. Everything has been written. You just have to read it. That's literally it. Now, I hope you guys have learned something from this video. But other than that, never stop learning. Peace.